Have you ever wondered about the science behind the Hiroshima bomb? Well, look no further because here we have an all-you-can-know on nuclear energy, brought to you by Arian, Myrna, and Anu. The atomic bomb is powered by nuclear energy, the energy that holds neutrons and protons together in the nucleus. This energy can be harnessed through nuclear fission, which is the splitting of atoms into smaller atoms, releasing energies. Uranium-235, an isotope of uranium, is very radioactive because under certain conditions it can readily be split, making it the #1 source of energy in nuclear power plants. Recently in Mississauga, Terrestrial Energy, a company that produces nuclear energy, scientists have discovered a new form of nuclear energy based on a liquid salt reactor. This concept was actually developed in 1950. However, Terrestrial Energy was the first company to use it for commercial processes. There are several varying as well as conflicting opinions on nuclear energy. So, what is the Ontario Ministry of Energy saying about this? In their words, quote, "Nuclear energy is a part of Ontario's balanced plan to make sure we have safe, clean, reliable, and affordable electricity for years to come." They believe that instead of coal, oil, or natural gas, nuclear reactors do the same job as typical power sources by producing heat to change water into steam. It's evident that the Ontario Ministry of Energy is taking a relatively biased look at nuclear energy by supporting it and not offering any negative criticisms toward it. Next, let's take a more level look at this. A study was done by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which focused on the issue of energy production being the central cause of global warming due to a large-scale greenhouse gas emissions. Nuclear energy was seen as a plausible option for reducing these carbon emissions. Now, let's take a look at another organization, Greenpeace International. Greenpeace is notorious for their strong opposing opinions towards nuclear energy. In their words, quote, "We need an energy system that can fight climate change based on the renewable energy and energy efficiency." They believe that nuclear energy is not the answer to this. Nuclear energy produces less energy globally than renewable energy, and it is believed that the share will continue to decrease in the coming years. Now, let's go through the process, step by step, of how nuclear power plants really work. There are two main types of reactors used in the production of nuclear energy: pressurized water reactors and boiling water reactors. Let's look at pressurized water reactors first, or PWRs. The main function of PWRs is to keep water under pressure so that it heats but does not boil. The heated water is circulated through tubes and steam generators, allowing the water to become steam and turn a turbine generator. The fuel that is primarily used in nuclear power plants is uranium-235, which is manufactured as small round fuel pellets, a single pellet being less than an inch long, producing the energy equivalent to a ton of coal. These boiling water reactors, or BWRs, are similar to PWRs. However, the water heated by fission actually boils and turns into steam to turn the turbine generator. In both PWRs and BWRs, the steam is turned back into water and can be used again in the process, ensuring environmental safety. Nuclear energy comes with many different pros and cons. Did you know that one uranium fuel pellet, which is the size of the tip of an adult's little finger, produces as much energy as 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas, 1,780 pounds of coal, or 149 gallons of oil? This directly correlates to cost savings, which ultimately puts the economy in a better financial condition. It also produces lower emissions of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides than all fossil fuels. Because it produces significantly lower amounts of greenhouse gases, it is not a major contributor to climate change. It also does not need vast amounts of land to produce energy. It has 24/7 availability, unlike solar and wind energy, which is unreliable. Because it doesn't rely on fossil fuels, it is not affected by fluctuating oil and gas prices. All these things make it a good source of energy. However, the power plant itself produces low-level radioactive waste in the forms of parts and equipment. The waste itself is still very radioactive and potentially deadly. It's proven to be lethal to nearby life forms. Therefore, when transporting between plants, it poses a contamination risk that could follow up with many repercussions. The waste itself is buried in permanent nuclear waste disposal sites, which must be maintained, monitored, and guarded, which is costly. Thank you for listening to our presentation on nuclear energy, brought to you by Anu, Myrna, and Arian.